How's it going, everyone? We've got the end of the spring sale happening tonight. If you do want to pick anything up as a part of that sale, do that immediately, but all of those deals are going to come back in, and we got another major sale that is running right now, the Big Games Big Deals sale. Yes, a ton of stuff discounted as a part of this sale, and a lot of great stuff as well, so definitely some worthwhile stuff to check out as a part of the Big Game Big Deal sale. So let us get right into it, and I have it filtered via full game bundle and premium edition, and we do have a lot of stuff that is heavily discounted. Dynasty Warriors Origins is not heavily discounted. It has a 20% off discount. It's down to $56. I saw that it just got an update, I believe, today, adding photo mode to it, so that's pretty cool. But I really enjoyed Dynasty Warriors Origins, but at this point, 3 months after release, I wouldn't pick it up for $56. Like, the regular $70 price tag was already fairly hefty. Given that you do get a lot of content out of the game, there's a lot of optional content. It's not that bad for, like, if you bought it on launch day, but if you guys don't know, after a couple of months of a game coming out, the value lessens a lot. So I would wait for this to go cheaper. I think by the fall, once it's 50% off, 60% off, around that range, it could be a great pickup. But really, that 50-60% threshold, if you want to pick it up at that price threshold, you probably have to go to a physical copy during like a Black Friday or something like that. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, 30% off for $49. I mean, FF7 Rebirth is awesome. I feel like if you already played the remake, you probably picked up Rebirth. I don't know how many people are out there that played Remake and didn't pick up Rebirth yet. You absolutely should. The game is outstanding. But yeah, $49 on that. Obviously, it's going to be one of those games that holds up in price for quite a while, just like Remake did. There is a Remake and Rebirth twin pack for $70. That's actually essentially the same price as what it came out for, because if you pre-ordered Rebirth, I believe you just got FF7 Remake as like a pre-order bonus. So, you know, kind of funny how that works, but nonetheless, there you go with that. MLB The Show 25, $49.69 on that. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, I believe this is its first digital discount. It is the deluxe edition that's down 20% off to $80. Now, that does include the season pass, and that's the big piece of content that you'll want. That already has the Dragon Ball Super Superhero content out right now. You get Beast Gohan and all that stuff. Man, Sparking Zero is one of those games that showcase nostalgia. While it is a hell of a drug, it does have a shelf life, and I thought Sparking Zero was a good game. Yes, does it have the best balancing in the world? No. It's certainly not a game that is supposed to be played competitively, and the post-launch support has been great, but I feel like it's one of those games that was always going to fall off. Did I think it was going to fall off as hard as it did? No, I thought it would still have a decent concurrent player count, but I was saying it when the game came out, that the issue with this game, especially on like a PC and Xbox, is going to be the lack of people playing the game. That was always going to be an issue. It happened quicker than I thought, but yeah, it's still a fun game. I still would recommend it, especially on PlayStation, where you do have a healthy active player base, but nonetheless, $80 on that is still super pricey. I don't know if I would recommend it at that price at this stage. WWE 2K25 Deadman Edition is 15% off, $85. Way too expensive on that. I will say, I know everybody hated the WrestleMania main event. I was howling when Travis Scott, like a 140-pound man, came out, and that was supposed to be like John Cena's ace in the hole to like win the title. Although that was his ace in the hole and he ended up winning the title, but nonetheless, I'm not gonna go deep into booking. I know people are like infuriated. I was just laughing hysterically when all that went down. I thought it was absolutely wild, but nonetheless, don't buy 2K25 for $85. Come on now. Get it cheaper. I actually think 2K25 is quite a good game if you're into the wrestling games, but yeah, those price points are just wild. I know you guys been waiting on a nice discount for Dragon Age the Veilguard. You didn't want to get it for free with PlayStation Plus. It's 45% off for $38.49 right now. Yeah, absolutely would not recommend it at this price point, given that if you really did want it, like, that was one of those games that, given the price it was going for, like, signing up for Plus and playing it that way would have been worthwhile. If you missed out on it, don't be picking it up at this price point. Wait for it to get down to $5. Wait for it to get added to EA Access, you know, at that level. But yeah, $38.49 on that. It Takes Two, $13.99. Great co-op title here if you don't want to pay the $50 for Split Fiction. Man, It Takes Two is a damn good title as well. $13.99, good price on that. Silent Hill 2, 40% off for $42. Excellent remake of Silent Hill 2. I really can't speak on it in the sense of playing the original. You know, I don't have that attachment towards it, but as an atmospheric horror game, man, it's fantastic. Definitely would recommend it. $42 might be a little bit pricey though. Pal World, $22.49 on that. I think that's a great deal, given that after the Faybreak update, man, this game got even more expansive. There's a lot to sink your teeth into, and it's going to continue to get updated, and ultimately, when it comes out of early access, it is probably going to go up in price, so keep that in mind. I'll keep an eye on that, and when it does go up in price, I'll be sure to let you guys know. Usually they give you a little bit of a heads up, and then they raise the price, but yeah, $22.49 on that is great, and a lot of going-ons with the lawsuit, so that is going to be a story to follow as well. Metaphor Refantasio, 30% off for $49. Man, a lot of turn-based JRPG fans looking forward to Expedition 33, but Refantasio, if you have yet to play that, I mean, that game was outstanding. I think Metaphor, for my money, is way better than the Persona games. It is one of the greatest video games I legitimately have ever played. Persona is fantastic, however, that setting personally doesn't resonate with me. I think a lot of the dialogue is kind of corny. Metaphor, I love the setting, I love the soundtrack, love the combat system, thought it had a lot of depth to it, and yeah, some of the plot twists were kind of predictable, but I would much rather have predictable plot twists that make sense rather than plot twists for the sake of having plot twists. I think that's just lame as hell. I would argue One Last of Us Part 2 had a plot twist for the sake of having a plot twist, and it wasn't executed well. That was the problem with that game. With Metaphor, I think the plot twists, while they're predictable, they're executed very, very well. So $49 on that. It's a fantastic game, a lot of content there as well. Horizon Forbidden West, $19.99. Pick up the PS4 version. They have the PS4, PS5 cross-gen version for $29.99, but the PS4 version, buying that gets you the free upgrade, so just a little bit weird as far as that's concerned. Forbidden West is fantastic. PS5 Pro enhanced as well, looks great on there. Really did enjoy the game, even though I thought the story just kind of got nonsensical by the second half. Like, not really a fan of Horizon's story, where it's going, and I thought there was so much potential with crafting the world. I think the world of Horizon is rather incredible. I know people don't vibe with Aloy as a character. I actually really like her as a character, you know. Yeah, I think she's a great mascot for Sony as well, but I think the overall, like, story has just completely gone off the rails, and we're talking about a game with robo-dinos in it. You know, it's gonna go a little wild, but I just thought Forbidden West took it in a direction which I'm not a fan of. We'll see how Game 3 turns out. Hopefully it comes out in my lifetime, because we all know Guerrilla's gotta spend some time doing some live service content. Can't live without live service, but yeah, $19.99 for that is great if you haven't played that yet. UFC 5, $28 on that. That's way too pricey. Jedi Survivor is $17.49. The cross-gen bundle with Jedi Fallen Order, $27.99 on that. Alan Wake 2, new low price on this, $29.99. How about that? A great PS5 Pro upgrade on that as well. I've been vocal about my thoughts on Alan Wake 2. Didn't really vibe with it as much as a lot of other people. I do think the atmosphere is tremendous. I think the soundtrack is excellent, and I think most people are going to end up enjoying it. I got to do another playthrough of it, and maybe I'll have a better time with it when I go back to it. But yeah, $30 for Alan Wake 2. Resident Evil 4, the Gold Edition, is $29.99. Excellent deal for RE4. I mean, you're taking one of the greatest video games of all time. You're remaking it from the ground up. What do you get? One of the greatest video games of all time. Again, you got Separate Ways in there as well. Excellent, excellent deal there. Phasmophobia is $14.99. Resident Evil Village, $16. What else we got? High on Life, $24 on that. Little bit too pricey. Final Fantasy XVI, $32.49. We need a PS5 Pro upgrade on that, please. If we can get a PS5 Pro upgrade at the level of the Rebirth upgrade, I think a lot of people would be running out to replay it. They do have the Season Pass on sale, by the way. That is down to $16.24, so you'll get Rising Tide and Echoes of the Fallen. Rising Tide is an excellent piece of DLC, and Echoes of the Fallen is pretty good as well. $16.24 for that. If you already own FF16, that's a sleeper deal. Definitely do recommend that. Dead Island 2 is $19.99. That's available on Plus Extra. Monster Hunter Horizon Sunbreak is $14.99. That's a really good deal if you don't want to drop the bread on Wilds. That's definitely a good pickup. And then Monster Hunter World Iceborne Master Edition is $16 as well. Great deal there as well. Uncharted Legacy of Thieves Collection, 60% off for $19.99. I really liked Uncharted 4, even though the story in Uncharted 4 kind of got wild as well. Wasn't crazy about some of the twists and turns that game took, but I didn't hate it as much as some other people. I thought it was fine, and I actually liked the introduction of Sam. I thought he was I thought he was a likable character. I thought he was a charismatic character. As far as, you know, his implementation in the story, you know, that is up for debate. But overall, I had a good time with Uncharted 4. And Lost Legacy was pretty good as well. $19.99 for that. Go back to the time when Naughty Dog actually put out video games. games. How about that? But at the end of the day, Legacy of Thieves Collection is a remastered collection, which Naughty Dog does a lot of. I mean, that's insane to think about. Uncharted, Last of Us Part 1, Last of Us Part 2, yeah, they are fiends over there for just re-releasing the same game. Ratchet Rift Apart, $29.39 on that. Rift Apart was awesome. You know, it'd be great if Insomniac would do another Ratchet title, but, you know, the rumbling is 2029, 2030, so yeah, we're not due for a lot of more Ratchet in our lifetime, so savor every outing that we get. It's not gonna be like back in the PS2 days where you got a Ratchet game. I think it was like every year with Ratchet and Clank, Going Commando, Up Your Arsenal, and Deadlock. Boy, we took those days for granted. Now, what do we have? A Ratchet game every 7 years, so yeah, a little bit of a bummer there for sure. Among Us is $2.99. Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade $15.19 on that is excellent. Fallout 4 is $7.99. Assassin's Creed Mirage Deluxe is $24. Jedi Fallen Order, $12 on that. Way too expensive there. Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, $35. Wish that was cheaper. Assassin's Creed Syndicate is $8.99 now at 60 frames per second. You know, there was a moment that AC Syndicate wouldn't even work on the PlayStation 5. It was completely broken from a visual standpoint. Now it's at 60 FPS. Great stuff there, and I really enjoyed Syndicate. The last mainline Assassin's Creed game that was done in the older style, and man, I long for those days. You know, Assassin's Creed is one of them. Ratchet, we never get a new entry. Assassin's Creed was that franchise that every year I knew it was going to be a game I would enjoy. And now, you know, I don't hate the games, but definitely don't love them like I used to. Nier Automata Game of the Yorha Edition, $16 on that is excellent. Resident Evil 2, $9.99. Naruto Storm 4 is $9.99. Mass Effect Legendary Edition is $5.99, obviously a great deal there. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot Legendary Edition is $29.99. That's an excellent deal, but we do have the Dragon Ball Daima DLC coming out, and you know that after that, they might even do more DLC. I don't know, but they're gonna do some Super Complete Edition, probably on the PlayStation 6. I wouldn't doubt that Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is gonna be updated and get new content for the rest of the PS5 generation, because there's more content that they could still do, and then on the PS6, they do the Super Duper Ultra Edition for $80, and you know, if you had like all of the content in their 80s, probably a little bit of a stretch, but $70, I think people would still find value in that if you have literally everything included and more content to come. The Daima expansion is $35 alone. Season Pass 2 was $40. The Season Pass 1 was like $20. Like, there's a lot of bonus content for this game, and the base game offers a lot already, so you know, this is one of those instances, I don't even hate them releasing new content, it's just there is a lot of it. Alien Isolation is $5.99, Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5, 2.5, $19.99 on that. Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1, still at the insulting price tag of $42. Mind you, that game has been $18 over on Amazon, but yes, $42 if you want to stick to the confines of digital game releases, so that is a little bit of a bummer. Romancing Saga 2, Revenge of the Seven, 30% off for $35. Assassin's Creed, the Ezio Collection is $11.99. I mean, I love those games. AC2 absolutely shows its age at this point, but still a classic in my opinion. Brotherhood is great. Revelations, maybe at that point, I was ready to wrap up the Ezio story, but I thought Revelations was pretty good as well. Dying Light, the Following, Enhanced Edition, $9 on that. Ender Magnolia, Bloom in the Mist, $18.74 on that is pretty solid, given it just came out. Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, 55% off for $27. Awesome, awesome deal. Definitely recommend that. Slick art style to that game. Narratively, it definitely is a little disjointed if you're not familiar with Grand Blue, but still had a great time with that game. Gameplay is excellent, and $27, a good deal on that for sure. Final Fantasy X, 10-2 HD Remastered, $9.99 on that is great. FF10 is one of those absolutely iconic games that everybody should play. Absolutely shows its age, but a worthwhile game for sure. Final Fantasy 15 Royal Edition, $14 on that. Look, I think there's absolutely some fun to be had with Final Fantasy 15. I thought narratively it was completely a mess. The DLC did help out a little bit, but still, narratively, quite the train wreck there, especially when it initially came out in 2016. But nonetheless, $14 on that. Shadow of the Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, $8 on that. Warriors Abyss, $8 on that. MGS5, the Definitive Experience, is $11.99. What else we got? AC3 Remastered, $9.99. Ys 10 Nordics, you only have the digital deluxe on sale, and they're gonna release Proud Nordics, so you might just want to wait for that. Nier Replicant is $24. A Hitman HD Collection, $12 on that isn't bad. Sonic Frontiers Digital Deluxe is $21. Yakuza Like a Dragon is $9.99. Definitely a good deal there. Time Splitters and Time Splitters 2, $2.49 a pop. those are pretty good. Future Perfect also $249. Great deals there. Far Cry 4 for $5. That's a sleeper good deal. $5 for Far Cry 4. Pacific Tribe Deluxe Edition, $17.49 on that. Control Ultimate Edition is $7.99, which is quite good as well. But that is going to do it for me. Again, a lot of great deals available. We'll obviously break it all down, do our typical videos, and, you know, for some of you guys, you already own everything under the sun, so it is what it is, but some good deals here for sure. That'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, thank you for watching. A sound off down below, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.